Hi.
Hi, welcome to Moon Cycles. I'm PK and this is...
I'm Jacqueline. Thank you, PK.
Where are we, Jacqueline?
We're at Alexandra Palace in London.
Pally Pally. You've seen the view?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we host Moon Circles in London, and the idea is to connect people, city people, back to the rhythms of nature again, and build a little community where we can discuss how we're feeling in these wavy times.
It's required right now on the planet to really get in touch with our feelings, and Jacqueline and I created these groups to have a safe space for people to learn to feel, because none of us really know how to feel, and nobody knows how to deal with our emotions. And so we create a space where we can all mourn together, we can grieve together, we can be sad, we can be angry, and just express that in the safe space where we're not getting judged for, you shouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
It's valid. Your anger is a valid emotion.
Yeah, we all get together and get angry.
And we cry.
Well, what's interesting is that we hold a sharing circle at the beginning of each group, and then we talk about the transits, and there's always a theme between people, and it's really nice. Even if somebody doesn't feel like sharing, they can hear from other people that are sharing that they're going through a similar thing.
And it's interesting because whenever we've noticed when we do our circles that we listen to the share and we think, oh my God, this is what we're about to talk about in the astrology, and it's perfectly timed every time. And this is why we love astrology, because it is, our life is written in the stars.
Totally,
it really is.
Totally.
So we're in a new moon in Gemini now.
Yeah, we are. We're just setting up for our new moon in Gemini circle. Gemini's all about expression and communication.
I am a Gemini, so this is all
yeah, that's why she constantly interrupts me.
I'm learning.
Yeah, it has been emotional times though, hasn't it, PK?
That last full moon has been massive, and there's been this grand water trine, hasn't there? And this has been like just real transformational emotion, and you were thinking it was going to be very sad, and but it's been really angry. It's been quite a lot of this anger that I think a lot of us didn't even know we had is coming to the surface. And it's some of it's very passive, and the passive kind of aggression or passive anger is very much that suppression of anger, which can actually manifest as sometimes disease and cancer. It's going into our bodies, and that's not great. It needs to be expressed. This new moon also in Gemini is calling us to really go deeper into our wounds, because hasn't Chiron is playing a big part at the moment, and Chiron's the wounded healer, isn't he, Jacqueline?
Yeah, Chiron, as you know, is this year moved into Aries, so it's changed signs from being in Pisces for 8 years, where the wound was just being dreamt about in that dreamy state of Pisces, and now to go into cardinal fire, where it's like action and movement, pioneering. We're about to start healing them wounds, basically, on a personal level and on a collective level. So this new moon in Gemini is at the same time we have a T-square happening between Saturn, our authorities, external authorities, in Capricorn, and Mercury, who's moved into Cancer, our inner security, our inner emotions. So they're opposing each other. So they're kind of having this little tug of war. So there could be some conflict, or some kind of
reactionary kind of, like, when we're emotional, we react instead of respond, and so we could shake things up. I know for myself, I'm going through the thing with my own family where I've been speaking my truth, which is very Gemini, and being my authentic truth, but it's ruffling feathers at the moment. But it's my wound. It's that within my family, that's where my wound is, and not being heard. So yeah.
So PK, what you've done is exactly what this opportunity, this window of opportunity is that you've looked at your struggle and you've connected it to your wound. So that's what Chiron, the wounded healer, is offering at this point. It's like this energy that is squaring both of those planets. So that is your opportunity to kind of look deeper into, you know, where this trigger comes from. When you're feeling triggered and angry and responsive and reactionary to the authority around you, or whatever's your boss, your parents, or whatever is kind of
your inner. We can be our own authority of our own inner limitations of ourselves. You know, that can also be.
It's worth exploring where that comes from. Where, you know, that will be your Chiron, your wounds.
Again, those things that we've brushed under the carpet. You know, it might be really heavy childhood trauma, but all of our childhood traumas are, if not addressed, are going to affect our lives in the present moment massively if they're not expressed or if they're not just even talked about. So yeah, this is a time, and it's not going to be a comfortable time, Jacqueline, for a lot of us.
Yeah, it might not be, but it might not be comfortable. But like I think we've said before in our videos and definitely in our groups, that any of these triggers that you experience where something is touching a nerve, this is an opportunity to go, okay, where do I need healing? It could be that these triggers expose something from our past, our wounded healer, our Chiron, that we can then resolve how we move through it. And actually there's also a trine happening to the North Node, which is our karmic direction. So Chiron is in trine, in harmony with the North Node. So through this T-square and through this engine of this wound, we could change karmic patterns that mean we just go up a level in our evolution.
Absolutely.
Express yourself, you know, say what you wouldn't normally say. Say to that person, you know, I want something different from you, rather than putting up with the same thing and seeing that same loop of disappointment or
and saying yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no. And we're a world that doesn't do that. You know, we're a world that is constantly saying yes when we mean no and no when we mean yes. And we've got to understand that these triggers that we're experiencing are our teachers. You know, when we get triggered, this is actually a message of what needs to be worked on in ourselves. It's not the other person. That we've got to come out of this way of thinking where we're blaming another, complaining about another for making us feel like this. When in actual fact, it's our own responsibility. Our feelings are our own responsibility.
Yeah, and that brings me back again to this this watery energy, this trine of Neptune in Pisces, trine in Jupiter in Scorpio, and enhancing our emotions and our intuition. But it's also, when you feel those triggers, these are golden opportunities. Those moments of anger, don't look at the anger like it's wrong and like it's bad. These are beautiful moments of saying, right, what doesn't work for me? Why is that triggering me? What is that showing me? You know, if everything's just floating along smoothly and you're pretending that that everything's fine, how are you ever going to evolve? It's like accepting and honouring that anger, and it can be your friend. Like when, you know, you can really get a lot from it.
And in doing so, you're feeling and following your own truth, which is your own intuition. And I believe that it's our intuition that is our God, you know. And if we were all following our intuition, this world would be a little bit of a better place, because our intuition is actually our connection to Mother Earth. So what are we going to be doing for our groups? I think it's going to be maybe some Arwens or some chanting, something from here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to work with creative expression as well. And you know, that I love putting a piece of charcoal to paper, and it doesn't have to be an image, it's just expression. You know, it could be scribbling, it could be something really swirly. It's like expressing your emotion. It doesn't have to be vocal, although
writing.
Yeah,
writing thing going on.
Yes. So we'll be looking at other ways that you can creatively express yourself, and we will be working with the vocal toning as well, because Gemini is, as we know, all mouth. Yeah, so I'd quite like to just wrap up the whole energy around this new moon. So the main aspects to consider are this square, this T square to Chiron. So really I think whatever energy or astrological energy is around a new moon is going to be what's going to be carried into the month. So looking at your triggers, connecting to your wounds, taking time to feel them again and tap into your intuition. You may be wanting to express, and it's okay, and allowing yourself to express and allowing others to express themselves as well. So, you know, really kind of Chiron's going to be playing a big theme. So really opening yourself up to your deeper wounds and helping others to recognize them as well. It's okay, people.
And it's important for us to be a community where we can hold space for each other, because that actually helps you. If you can, like, you know, express yourself and know that others are holding your space for you, and you can do the same, it really brings that community together of support. And it's magical to feel that in a group, actually, and I love that.
Yeah, and it's really crucial right now. We've been so separate from one another for so long, and you know, now it's about kind of trying to come together and understand that we're all going through this as well. You know, nobody is better or worse, or you know, we've all had issues in the past. We're all resolving past wounds, and it's about kind of holding one another's space. So
nobody is exempt from the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, the new moon is going to carry that energy on for the month, so it might be a bit tense this month. You know, there could be a few little spats and conflicts, but it's important to remember that everything is constantly moving and changing, and nothing is going to last forever like that. Nothing stays the same. So, you know, just
evolution.
So come to one of our groups, come to one of PK's rhythm circles, and check out our website. And yeah, we hope to see you on our next astrology update.
Oh, thank you guys. Namaste.
Thank you.